days here. It feels like summer, but the calendar says fall.
I was going to say, it's a nice summer day, isn't it?
Yeah, it feels like
Central Texas. And earlier I teased, it might be a good day to hit the pool or the lake, and we wouldn't typically be talking about that in October.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of neighborhood pools have already closed down, but
yeah, we were talking about that.
Maybe we could just get them to open one day, right?
One more day.
If they saw what the high temperature is going to be, they might reconsider. But the lake is a good place to be right now. Water temperature is still 79 degrees. It's very warm at Lake Travis right now. Temperatures are warming up here, and a lot of this due to a breezy south wind. In fact, it's a little breezier than we thought it would be ahead of the next cold front. There is a cold front coming, and sometimes before that cold air gets here, we actually see temperatures really warm up, and that's what's happening for today. 21 miles an hour from the south in Georgetown, 13 in LaGrange, a southwest wind in Giddings. We are getting that southwest wind mixing in, and that tends to be a drier, warmer wind. So that's pushing temperatures up. A big ridge of high pressure is also pushing temperatures up. Here's where we're currently sitting across the area right now, and the only thing fallish about this is the orange on the map. Everything else says summer. Already 84 here in Austin and Georgetown. It's not even noon, and these temperatures are shooting up quickly. So you add in the moisture and the heat, and the current heat index is what your body thinks the temperature is. We haven't had to use this one in a while, but it's running about 2 to 3 degrees above what the actual temperatures are, and that's going to continue into the afternoon. And speaking of the afternoon, here's our hour-by-hour forecast. Let's stop at around 5:30, and this is when temperatures will most likely be at their warmest. This gives us an idea of how hot we could get. Some areas may be warmer than what it actually says, and some may be cooler. But what we are expecting, mid-90s, maybe even some upper 90s popping up across parts of central Texas. The record high at Austin Bergstrom International today is 97 degrees. And that was set back in 1991. Also at 1991, Camp Mabry reached 98. I don't know if we'll hit either of those, but we're going to be very close. Even tonight by 9:30, the front is rolling through the area. Maybe an isolated shower. Most of us should stay dry, but that cooler air, really not going to feel a lot of it until we hit tomorrow afternoon. And then you'll notice, oh, it feels cooler. Unfortunately, ragweed, fall elm, mold, all still going to be in the air. In fact, I have a little bit of it in my throat, I think, too. You can check our allergy forecast in the Austin American-Statesman every day. Quick look at satellite radar loop. We're looking for clouds, moisture. We don't have a lot of that, so as that front moves through, it's just not going to be enough to trigger thunderstorms across most of the area. A spotty one is possible, but you'll notice as this front drops, the best chance for rain is going to be far east Texas and into Arkansas and Louisiana. We get cooler temperatures and cooler winds behind this front. Don't expect a major cool down tomorrow. We're not talking sweater weather, but it will feel nicer with that drier air. Unfortunately, fire danger gets a lot higher tomorrow too with those north winds behind it. 96 for the high today. We're talking temperatures that feel like summer. 68 degrees tonight into your Tuesday morning. We get a bit of a break tomorrow. We're looking at low 90s. I was trying to drag them into the 80s, but I think we're going to be sitting in the low 90s for the next couple of days. Then the moisture starts to return and temperatures warm up a little bit more towards the end of the week. Temperatures still all through this week running above average for highs. Highs this time of year should be around 84.
Okay.
So we'll have to wait. Maybe that just means in a couple weeks it'll be like doubly cooler.
Hey, let's think that way, right?
I'll be on board for that.
Okay.
Thanks, Lynae.
Well, with the holidays on the horizon, many people are booking tickets, but doctors say there's one thing travelers should not forget before getting on that plane. It could be...
He could, while he was up there, grab some of that cooler air and bring it down to the surface. But no. Today it's going to be a very hot day, and a lot of you asking, well, where's the cold air? It's fall. What's going on? And it's just been very hot, and it's going to remain very hot today. Here's a look at our live sky view camera. Blue skies, and we have a southwest wind that I'll show you in just a little bit. That's actually picking up a lot of the dry air from the west and bringing it in. So look at these wind speeds. 21 miles an hour in Georgetown, 12 in Fredericksburg, 16 in College Station, 15 in San Marcos. So southwest winds, that's a warming wind for us, and these temperatures are going to keep going up. And if you're thinking 84 degrees, that sure feels like it seems a little warm for noontime in Central Texas. You're right. In fact, average highs are usually right at 84 degrees, and we are just getting going with how hot temperatures are going to get today. Another 10 to 15 degrees they could warm up. So that's what we're tracking. We're also going to be flirting with some record high temperatures. At Austin Bergstrom International Airport, the record high is 97 degrees, set back in 1991. At Camp Mabry, the record is 98 degrees, also set back in 1991. So the big question, are we going to hit those records? That's a great question. This map helps us. It's our hour-by-hour forecast, and it's one of the weather models that sort of tries to figure out how much we're going to warm up. So we're getting estimates here, but I do think by 5, 6 o'clock, temperatures are going to be very warm. Burnett, 97. In fact, earlier today I had Georgetown at 97, around 5 p.m., 94 in Austin. So this gives us an idea. Now what the actual temperature will be, we're going to have to just wait and see. What we know, it will be hot. Even by 10 p.m. tonight, as the front moves through central Texas, maybe an isolated shower for Giddings, Bastrop, LaGrange, but honestly, we might not see any kind of rain across central Texas. Most of us are going to be very dry. Not even a lot of clouds coming through with this one. It's a dry front. It's moving through pretty quietly. We really won't even feel a lot of the cool air until tomorrow afternoon, and then you'll step outside and go, oh, okay, I feel the difference now. That north wind tomorrow will make things feel a little better. One area we're not going to get a break on is our allergens. Ragweed, fall, elm, mold, all still hanging around central Texas. Our allergy forecast, by the way, can be found every day in the Austin American-Statesman. Here's the cooler air we need, but only a portion of it is going to get to central Texas. So here's how it plays out. Front moves through the area today, but until then, still very warm. In fact, hot tomorrow, a little bit more mild. Temperatures are still going to be running above average, and then high pressure gets a little closer, which means temperatures heading into Wednesday and Thursday actually are going to warm back up instead of cooling back off. Lots of sunshine in the forecast, but temperatures do take a dip tomorrow, so it will feel a little better Tuesday. Best shots if you're going to go out and enjoy the weather Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, Wednesday night, Thursday night.
Okay. Hey, that's good.
Yeah.
At least there's something. At least there's something.
That's
right?
all I can do, right?
That's
Yeah.
good. Hey, that's
I'm
better
working
than
on
nothing.
it.
Thanks,
Okay.
Lynae. Welcome back, 5:15 on this Monday morning. You know, the calendar says October, but the temperature feels more like summertime out
Yeah.
there. It's going to be hot this week.
It's a good way to put it. Hot for today, especially. You know that when we're flirting with record heat,
Yeah.
that it's wrong. It shouldn't be this hot.
Something's wrong.
Right, something's broken. It seems like we're going to be dealing with kind of the warm conditions at least today and for a little while longer, but there is a cold front on the way that's going to spell a little bit of relief for us. So let's go ahead and get started on the forecast. We start with our max storm radar, and currently quiet conditions. We could see an isolated shower or thunderstorm today for our eastern counties, but most of us will remain dry as that front pushes through. We'll get to the timing on that in just a minute. Let's get started with what we're seeing outside at this time. There are some 60s on the board in Lockhart, 64 in Llano, 67 in Mason, and upper 60s right now in Fredericksburg, low 70s for the rest of us. Overall, it's not a bad start. And winds coming in from the south, southwest, that's going to be the case for the day today. Now, southwest wind is what we call a drier wind. There's not a lot of moisture to our southwest. So because of that, humidity stay low. That's also really going to keep a lot of us from seeing any kind of shower or thunderstorm activity as that cold front moves through later this evening. In fact, let's talk about our hour-by-hour forecast. So two things we're watching. One, the thermometer going up this afternoon. We're talking very hot conditions for this time in October. Might catch you off guard if you're not ready for it. And two, that cold front that moves in and gives us some relief for tomorrow. Hour-by-hour forecast. Here we go. By about noontime, look at this. Temperatures are already at 87 in Austin, 86 in Georgetown. We're already at 90 in Llano, but here comes a frontal system. This is not going to be an immediate change in temperatures. The cold air behind this is going to take a little while to get here. So even if this front passes, don't expect a big change in your weather temperature. What we could see is a couple isolated showers of thunderstorms from Bastrop to Giddings to LaGrange. A little more moisture here. So that could trigger an isolated shower or thunderstorm, but it's possible that we could see nothing. And that front moves through the area by about tomorrow morning. That's when we start to get a little bit of relief. Hopefully we'll get some relief with this, but with really no rain in the forecast, ragweed will stay high, fall, elm, moderate, and mold also in the high count. Our allergy forecast can be found every day in the Austin American-Statesman. So we're looking for the cold air. Right now we're definitely on the warm part of the southern United States. But here's that colder air. The thing is, this is still pretty far to our north, and that front isn't strong enough to draw all that cold air and drop it into our area. So here's that summer ridge of high pressure, which is why today feels like summertime, or is going to feel like summertime. Still very warm, still very hot. Here's the front through the area, and some cool air filters in tomorrow with the north wind. So we'll call it a mild day, not a cool day. This is not a sweater day tomorrow with that cold front. just a mild day, but then that ridge starts to move back over, and then that means temperatures actually start to warm back up. So we'll be watching that. 96 degrees today, again getting close to those record highs, maybe tying the one from Austin Bergstrom set back in 1991. 68 degrees later tonight into your tomorrow morning. The best part of this weather comes Wednesday morning and Thursday morning, same for Friday. Temperatures stay in the low 60s, and with low humidity, if you're out for a morning jog or a morning bike ride, or the kids are heading to the bus stop, it's going to feel great. Afternoons though, still above average.
You know, it's one of those where I say, it feels great. I bet you it's going to be great. I pack the kids up, we get ready, and we get out there, and we're like, it's hot.
It's so hot.
Back
Yeah, get inside
That's
again.
about 5 minutes, yeah.
The afternoon does that to you. It'll take you by surprise because the mornings feel nice and cool, so you think the day will too, but it's a trick.
It's a trick.
It's all
just
a
big
ruse.
trick.
Okay.
Thanks, Lynae.
5:38 now on your Monday morning. Let's take a look at what's happening outside our door this morning as you get ready to maybe head to work or take the kids to school. The kids that don't have a day off today. 71 degrees at Bergstrom, currently 73 degrees at Camp Mabry. It's a little more humid today than it's been the last couple days, but still, we've been saying it, not a bad morning. It doesn't feel too bad at all. Temperatures though this afternoon, that's a different story. And we won't be as hot as Death Valley, California was yesterday with a high of 105 degrees. The coolest temperature in the lower 48 came in at Mount Washington, New Hampshire at 25 degrees. Let's talk about your Texas travel forecast. If you are traveling across the Lone Star State, you'll be getting a lot of sunshine everywhere you go and a lot of heat. Now the Panhandle gets the cool air before we do, so 76 for the high in Amarillo, 81 in Lubbock. Dallas is warm though at 94. Waco getting close to that 100-degree mark. And here in Central Texas, we should be between about 95 and 97 degrees. It's going to be a very hot day across Texas as the next cold front moves through the area. By tonight, it'll be through. So what does that mean for temperatures for tomorrow? Well, they'll be a little bit cooler to start, thank goodness. But how much do they drop? I'll let you know that coming up in just a few minutes.
As long as they're dropping, right?
Right.
100 degrees almost in Waco.
Really?
What? All right.
I don't
Thanks,
like
Lynae.
it.
Southwest Airlines has a continued warning for passengers this daybreak. This after a weekend of technical glitches led to massive backups.
KVUE's Corey Coffin is live from ABIA this morning, 5:46 this morning.
Now it's 5:47 this morning, to be
We're
precise.
trying to talk about anything but the forecast
'Cause we
because it's so
don't- yeah.
hot.
The most fall thing about today is going to be this little
Hey, look at there.
Hey, I should put little eyes on it.
Yeah, actually, sure.
I won't touch it.
Graffiti that thing up.
Yeah.
So this is it. I mean, we know we're in fall.
Yeah.
We're technically in fall, but it's not going to feel that way during the day today.
Pumpkin's going to be melting all over town.
Oh my
today.
goodness, that's right. Make that an iced pumpkin latte.
There you go.
All right, let's talk about the temperatures that we'll see today. First, we start off with Max Storm Radar, which has been extremely quiet recently. We haven't seen much rain at all. We want to see some, but the front is on the way. Unfortunately, it's a dry front, which means there's just not enough moisture sitting in central Texas to get us any kind of rain or thunderstorms as that front moves through. Now, there is a plus side to that. Now, we definitely want the rain, but since that's not coming, the other side of that is humidities are lower, which means it doesn't feel as muggy when you step outside this morning, though it is more humid this morning than it's been the last couple mornings, and temperatures are warmer too. We're talking about 60s and 70s across the area. The last few days we've had north winds, and north winds have helped us keep those humidities low. Even though it was a hot weekend, it didn't feel as bad. Now we have that south wind and almost a southwest wind on the way today, and that could be a little breezy at times ahead of the next system rolling in. Let's talk about your hour-by-hour forecast, and this will show you when that cold front is supposed to move through. And it's called a cold front, but I'm really calling it a cool front because there's not a lot of cold air behind it. Through the afternoon, through about midday, temperatures are already warming up to the upper 80s, even some low 90s by about 1 p.m. And then the front gets a little bit closer. It could, watch this, trigger just a couple isolated showers and thunderstorms for our eastern counties between about 7 and maybe 11 p.m. Other than that, that's it. Most of us going to be very dry. You're not going to really feel a difference as that front rolls through, but you will feel a difference with the temperatures and the weather tomorrow. It'll feel a little bit cooler and not as humid. Hopefully that'll help bring down some of the ragweed, but ragweed's still going to be a problem for the day today. Fall elm starting to go down, but still in the medium category, and mold just holding on tight in the high count. And of course, you can find your allergy forecast from the storm team. We've partnered with the Statesman, so you can get that every day. Let's talk about what's happening outside our door. Look at this. When we talk about very little moisture, even in the upper parts of the atmosphere, we're just not seeing much at all. Very few cloud cover, a little cloud cover, and that cold front's on the way. So let's speed it up to this morning. That front starts to roll through. Expect temperatures to be very hot this afternoon. We're going to be flirting with some record highs near 95, 96. Some weather models even suggesting up to 97 degrees this afternoon. Tomorrow will be a little bit on the cooler side with that north wind coming in front through the area. This front, though, not providing us any rain, and then mild conditions as we head into your Tuesday. Temperatures today, well, here's that big number, that number we don't like to see. I mean, we're running probably 12, 13, maybe even 14 degrees above average for highs today. Tonight, 68 degrees, and that front will move through, but you're not going to feel a huge difference today. When you will feel a difference tomorrow afternoon, and then Wednesday morning and Thursday morning, temperatures drop from the upper 60s and low 70s to the low 60s. That will feel good as the kids head to school or as you head to work. Morning and evenings, not bad. Middle of the day, though, still running pretty warm.
Yeah.
I'm ready to put on the long sleeve on the kids, don't you think?
Yeah, it's about
nice.
that time.
Do it anyway.
Yeah, they're going to be like,
Just turn the AC on.
Mom.
Yeah.
yeah.
Thanks, Lynae.
Welcome back, everyone. That was a funny comment. We're always chatting during the commercial breaks,
I enjoy
you know.
it. Fashion. I learned so much when Lynae's here.
I'm so glad.
Oh,
so much.
Brian. Yeah, you're taking down notes?
I am. I learned I'm not a size 6 anymore. I'm not. I'm past those days are behind me.
You can
Yeah,
join the
yeah.
club.
Yeah. Renee, great to have you again, but not great to have these high temperatures. But
I know.
today might not be as bad as yesterday.
Today, thank goodness, a cold front's come through, but when you step outside going, oh, I'm ready for the cold air, you're going to be shocked because it's not here yet. We don't feel it. We're very warm. But I want to show you some of the temperatures from yesterday because I pulled up the map. Look at these.
Whoa.
100 degrees.
Plano
Kidding
burning.
me.
Wow.
Oh my gosh! For the almost middle of October, all you can do is laugh. Really, seriously, all you can do is laugh. Now the good news is we won't be this hot. I will say this though. These are unusually hot temperatures, and sometimes right before a cold front moves through, there's basically like friction in the atmosphere. So temperatures ahead of the front warm up. And so that's what we saw yesterday. Had the front not been here, these temperatures wouldn't have been this warm. They would have still probably been in the mid 90s, but not 99, 100 degrees. Now let's talk about that cold front. The only reason I pulled up max storm radar isn't because we're seeing rain. It's because you can actually see the front moving through on max storm radar. So our radar is actually picking up the different changing winds. So that's always kind of fun to see when you can actually see the front moving through, since we can't actually see it with our eyes. There are some clouds outside right now, but temperatures are really what we're after. We want some cooler temperatures. We want it to feel like fall. We're not going to get that today. Not exactly, but it will be cooler than those 99-degree temperatures yesterday. 73 in Georgetown right now, 79 in Austin, 73 in Burnet. Slightly cooler in the hill country, but all of us kind of still dealing with some pretty warm temperatures. Tomorrow morning, you're going to definitely feel the difference, but that cold air is still moving down towards us right now. Winds coming in out of the north and the northeast, that sticks around with us. In fact, the winds are going to be pretty breezy today, especially this morning, 12 maybe to 15 miles an hour. And so because of that, fire danger is high. Think of it, we haven't had rain in a long time. We're already back in a drought situation in central Texas. So burn bans have been in effect for most of the area for the last couple months, and this continues. So please, no outdoor burning. That's how we get ourselves in trouble on days like today. Temperatures today are going to warm up once again, but it won't start to feel as hot because we'll have that north wind, which is a somewhat cooler wind and a drier wind. 85 degrees by noontime. We're going to keep warming up. I've got us at about 91 degrees for the high today, but then tonight, when you are outside, if you want to go have some dinner on the patio or maybe take the kids for a walk after dinner before it's time to put them in bed for school, tonight will feel good for that. Allergy forecast, ragweed in the high count, fall elm, and mold in the moderate count. Our allergy forecast every day, Austin American Statesman. And temperatures today are going to warm up, so will they tomorrow and Thursday. High pressure builds back in. Won't be as hot as yesterday's temperatures, thank goodness, but it will still be warm. It looks like by the weekend, though, we get a little bit of a change of pace, a different wind, and some cooler air. So I think the weekend looks pretty nice. Notice no rain chances. We really need rain. We're going to hope to get it next week. Some weather models saying, hey, there might be a wet weather system on the way. Let's hope that happens.
Okay, all right.
We can hope. We need it.
Those suns look like pumpkins, so we can just pretend those suns are
There we
on
go.
the 7-day or pumpkins.
Carve the sun.
Gosh, I love our falls.
Yeah, all 6 minutes of them. 5:18 is your time. Let's get a check on the roads now with Shelley Bonner. Good morning, Shelley.
Hey, good morning to you, Brian and Yvonne. Well, no trouble right now.
Life is so funny. You're headed in one direction and all of a sudden it just kind of starts moving you in a different one. So yeah, so I'm just get to move in a different direction. I'm really excited about what's headed my way. But you guys, I mean, I'm going to come bother you a lot.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
be ready for that.
come on over. That'd be great.
Probably
Yes.
not super early in the morning. This time of morning, I'm usually sleeping.
He'll be sleeping now, which is good.
That's
good.
my favorite thing to do. But yesterday, talk about some incredible heat. What did you guys do during the afternoon?
I mowed the yard. That was stupid.
Did you really
Yeah, it was
mow the
dumb.
yard?
Yeah, it was really hot. I shouldn't have done that.
I went out for a little bit, and then I just got so hot that I'm just going to go into the AC.
Well, you might have been feeling things as far as the heat. Take a look at this map, and I'll tell you what you were feeling.
Ooh.
Triple digits. Look at that.
Yeah, how
Lynae and
about
Bernie.
that? You guys, I had us at 96 yesterday. Albert Ramon actually had us at 97. I should have just stuck with his forecast. He had it right. He was closer than I was. But look at these temperatures. I mean, this is unusual for this time of year in October. We're not ready for that. We don't want this kind of weather. But we have to kind of reconfigure our brains and go, okay, well, we had the heat. Let's hopefully be over the hump. We're still going to be dealing with some above average temperatures for this week, but it won't be this hot. But this is pretty incredible. It's one of those days where you just wanted a really cold RC soda, right? Breezy, warm start to the morning. Temperatures, though, they're on their way down thanks to a cold front that's moved through the area. And that's one reason the temperatures went up so high yesterday. That front was on the way down. But today, with the breezy north winds and a dry wind, the fire danger is going to be with us. So that's definitely something to consider. Burn bans across all of central Texas. So please, no outdoor burning today. It's definitely not a day to take on anything like that. Upper 70s right now in Austin, 79 in Bastrop, 78 in Lockhart. You might be thinking, well, I thought you said the cold front came through. Why is it still so warm outside? Well, that cooler air takes a little while to get here. By this afternoon, you'll notice that it's warm, but it doesn't feel as warm. And by tomorrow morning, when you step outside about this time, you're going to notice that difference. So we just have to wait about 18 to 20 hours to really feel the impact of that front. Winds coming in out of the north, and they'll stay a little breezy through this morning. Here's what we're expecting on our radar satellite loop. Not much going on. That front now to the south of us. It's going to stall out along the coast, not have an effect. Stall means just it's run out of energy. North winds and a lot of sunshine today with temperatures warming into the low 90s. But again, the fact that humidity with that north wind is extremely low, winds are breezy, and we have the drought situation already, elevated fire danger. That's what we're dealing with for today. Tonight into early tomorrow morning, temperatures in the 50s and 60s. That will feel nice. But the ridge of high pressure begins to build back as we head into your Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures are going to get a little bit warmer. But then heading up into Thursday, we're watching the next front that slides on down through the weekend. So behind it, we'll get some cooler air for the weekend. That's good news. But today, 90 degrees for the high. Again, you'll notice the cooler temperatures by late tonight into early tomorrow morning. When you guys step outside tomorrow morning, you'll go, oh, well, this feels great. This feels great. All right, ragweed high, fall, elm, and mold in the medium count. And you can find our allergy forecast every day in the Austin American-Statesman. And our 7-day forecast, you can always find online too. 91 degrees today, 92 on tomorrow, and then temperatures climb into the low 90s, but then start to drop Saturday, Sunday, into Monday. That'll feel a little nicer. I'm still waiting for our next big cold front, but we don't usually see that till the end of October, 1st of November. So that looks like that's about the time frame for getting the cold air.
So we kept thinking mid-October. Now it might look like late October.
Late October. We'll see when they start to come in. I mean, really, we'll know within about a week when that big cold front's coming in.
Watch it be right around Halloween when all the kids are out. And
I feel like it's sometimes right
Might
around
be,
that.
yeah.
Sometimes
So
that
kinda-
day. We're professional in that.
4:40 is your time. Good morning. It is Tuesday, and it's actually a really incredibly special day because, Lynae, it's your last day on the air with us.
Oh, yes. I thought you were going to say because it's still incredibly hot outside. Near 80 degrees. But
yeah.
no, yes, it's my last day. I'm stepping out of TV news and I'm pursuing a new career. So these will be my last
goodness.
weathercasts.
Well,
And
We're going to miss you.
I know. So we're going to be talking about snow in the forecast. And I'm going to make up my own
just get,
forecast.
just get the whole year in right here. Yeah, your last
Right.
shot.
You want it, I got it. No, it is going to be a little bit different though today. We're still dealing with some heat. In fact, this is what we're going to be dealing with. Even though the cold front has moved through the area, this cold front didn't have a lot of super cold air behind it. So because of that, we will see a little dip in temperatures, but we're still expecting kind of a warm start and breezy too. as that front pushes through probably for the next few hours or so. Temperatures are going down. Yesterday's high in the mid to upper 90s across all of central Texas, but the fire danger goes up because we have drier conditions moving in, so drier air, less humidity. And then think of it, we haven't had rain in a long time, so the vegetation very dry. So all of that contributes to very high fire danger today, and all of central Texas is under a burn ban, so no outdoor burning, especially not today. And in fact, don't do it anyway. We've already had some fires started because people disobeyed that, and then we had trouble. Here's the cold front actually on the map. It's not producing any rain. This is ground clutter, but I do like showing you this just because you can see the wind. So that's what radar's picking up, the wind change, and that's why you can see that line coming through. Instead of a south wind, we have that north and northeast wind between about 5 and 15 miles an hour. Could get some gusts up to about 20 later today, but for the most part, the wind should stay between about 10 and 15. Temperatures, though, just not a change yet. 79 degrees in Austin, 78 in Bastrop. A bit cooler in Mason, so some of that cooler air filtering in. These numbers will go down a little bit, but really the main story is they're not going to go up as high this afternoon. So I think by later today, we're talking temperatures around 91 degrees by about 3 p.m. I think that's about where we'll top off. So still a warm day, but then we start to see a cool down heading into tonight. We'll really feel that difference heading into tomorrow morning. You'll step outside and think, oh, this feels pretty good. One thing we won't be changing too much of is what's happening in the air. Ragweed high, fall elm, and mold still medium. Our allergy forecast in the Statesman every single day. So that cold front has moved through central Texas, so now it's actually sitting in South Texas, where it will continue to move south. Area of low pressure is a little bit of cloud cover, but nothing much. It's a pretty quiet front that moved through, very dry too, no rain with it. Big ridge of high pressure, that's going to play into our forecast as we head into the next couple days. Oh, that's yesterday's. Let me change that around. Here's what our forecast is for today. 91 degrees from yesterday's 98 and 99 degree highs. And then tomorrow into Thursday, we see that slight warm up with that ridge of high pressure moving back in. What we won't see a lot of is humidity for the next couple days. That will make your Wednesday morning feel nice and your Thursday morning feel pretty nice. And then another round of some cooler air filtering in kind of behind a front on Saturday and Sunday. So there's good news. The bad news is just no rain in that 7-day forecast. Some weather models suggesting that middle of next week we could get a wet weather system. So cross your fingers. Yeah. We need it.
That would be great. What's the average this time of year right now?
83 degrees.
Okay.
So we're a little bit above that.
We're above average, yeah. Thanks, Lynae.
Sure.
Halloween just weeks away, and there are, of course, hundreds of costumes to choose from.
One little boy's decision, though, is go.
Welcome back, everyone. 6:43 is your time, and we are not in summer, but it feels like it. And you know what? At least we know I would say not maybe this weekend, but a couple more weeks, and then we're going to end up dealing with some cooler temperatures. Yeah. Hopefully.
That's it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. You know, and we even thought, well, we're done with the upper 90s. We're done with the 100-degree temperatures. Yesterday was kind of a fluke. That's not something that we're going to have to be worried about happening much more or anymore. I would venture to say we're about done with that. But what we're not done with is the 90-degree temperatures. We still have those. Speaking of those hot temperatures yesterday, how hot did we get? Look at, it did it again. This little graphic doesn't want to work with me today. But basically, we saw 100-degree temperatures in Burnet and Llano, 99 in Austin. I think it was 99 in Georgetown. San Marcos came in at 97 or 95. So just really hot conditions. But that graphic changes with the hour. So every time the hour changes, it changes as well. I have to go in and fix that. Here's what I'm tracking, though, for today. The cold front has moved through central Texas, so we're going to be seeing nicer weather, temperatures that aren't as hot as some of the ones I just showed you, but it is a breezy and warm start to the morning. Temperatures will be going down compared to where they were yesterday, but the fire danger is going up today. In fact, some places they're calling it critical fire danger, and here's why. Look at our drought monitor. We're dealing with extreme droughts where you're seeing the red, severe droughts where you're seeing the dark orange. So we're still dealing with pretty dry conditions across all of central Texas. When you factor in a north wind that's coming with the front that just passed and the fact that burn bans are still in effect across the area, this all contributes to the fact that we're saying, hey, don't do any outdoor burning today. Just leave everything as is. We have strong winds, we have dry vegetation, and those are the ingredients you need for wildfire. So if we just don't go outside and worry about that, that'll be good for everyone. What we are worrying about, some breezy winds this morning. North winds anywhere from 5 to 15 miles an hour, and temperatures that are still very warm, but on their way to cooling off a little bit. In fact, in the last hour or two, Mason County has dropped from 68 to 64 degrees. So we are seeing some change in the temperatures. It's just not a quick drastic change. This one's going to take some time. Hour by hour forecast through today. About noontime, we're looking at temperatures already in the mid 80s. By about 5:30, we're looking in the low 90s. That's where we should stop for today. Frontal system should stall across the coast as we head to this afternoon. And as I was talking about, low humidity, breezy north winds, and our drought all equals elevated fire dangers. Now tonight into tomorrow morning, this is when we feel that nice weather finally setting in. We're talking about upper 50s and low 60s to start tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon and Thursday, ridge of high pressure builds in. So that's what we're watching. Temperatures are going to warm up, rebound a little bit on Thursday. But then we get a front. So this is what happens this time of year. We start to see this back and forth. We heat up and then we get a cold front. We heat up and then we get a cold front. And so what we're doing right now, we just got the cold front that's dropped temperatures a bit, but we're going to see temperatures warming back up heading into the next couple days. Pleasant conditions tonight, 60 degrees to start tomorrow morning. Ragweed in the high count and fall elm and mold in the moderate count or medium count. Our allergy forecast can be found online and every day in the Austin American-Statesman. Looking for that cool down, we're just going to pretend like all those suns represent little pumpkins, because that's about the only thing we have that feels like fall. Temperatures are still going to run above average, but this weekend will feel nice. We'll have a north wind, so low humidity, and temperatures will be in the 80s. So we've got that going for us.
Okay, you know, I'm going to buy some Halloween decorations. I'm going to maybe that'll get me in the fall mood.
Get you in the mood for fall?
Yeah.
Sure. It'll
Sounds
get here.
good.
It'll get here. We just have to be wait a little longer.
Just have to be patient. Thanks, Lynae.
I'm tired of being a patient though, but
Me
oh well.
too.
Okay.
Takes too long to be patient. Let's get a check on traffic now with Shelly Bonner. Hey, Shelly.
You're definitely right about that.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. The cold front has moved through central Texas, and we're going to see temperatures dropping a bit from where they were yesterday. 91 degrees for the high today, and we have that breezy northeast wind at about 10 to 15 miles throughout the day today. That's going to make for some high fire danger, but what it also will do is bring down the humidity. So tonight it actually feel pretty nice, and we're finally going to see that change of temperatures overnight. Oh, shoot. I apologize. I thought I Hi everybody, happy Tuesday to you. The cold front has moved through central Texas, but there's not a lot of cold air behind it. It is going to cool us off though from where we were yesterday. We dropped down to about 91 degrees for the high. Plenty of sunshine for us today, and that northeast wind at 10 to 15 miles an hour. So it's going to stay a little breezy through the day today. Finally, tonight is when we start to feel more of that pleasant air. Temperatures as we move through the overnight period drop to about 60 degrees, and winds stay out of the northeast through the day tomorrow. It's a warm start to our morning, but temperatures today won't be near as hot as they were yesterday, and humidity levels have gone down a bit with a north wind that's going to stick around with us. Could be a little breezy at times. Temperatures today 80 degrees by noon, 91 for the high.